Think about the exact moment you woke up this morning and looked at your screen. You read an email claiming a bill is overdue, and you immediately scan the spelling to see if it's a scam. You check a review for a coffee maker and wonder if a language model wrote it. You see a heartbreaking photo of a natural disaster and count the fingers on the people. Before you can process the meaning of a single message, your brain burns immense caloric energy just trying to prove its origin. You are acting as the forensic editor-in-chief of your own reality, parsing incoming data millisecond by millisecond. We rely on something called the atmospheric commons. It is the shared, breathable medium of baseline trust that lets a society function. The simple assumption that when you read a message, an actual human being wrote it, and when you see a video, the event actually happened. But algorithmically driven networks and synthetic media have pumped that space full of cognitive smog. The air is now so thick with unreality that you can hardly trust the basic signals of human interaction. We are currently drowning in the largest ocean of information any generation has ever had access to. Infinite facts have produced a profound, creeping vertigo, because we have lost the shared ground required to make those facts mean anything at all. It is tempting to look at this exhaustion and point a finger at artificial intelligence. We want to put AI on trial for destroying objective reality. However, the practice of mutual human confirmation, the active agreement that we share a world, has been hollowing out for 2 generations. Long before chatbots arrived, we systematically retreated into digital abstraction and hyper-individualism. We stopped doing the manual labor of dealing with the friction of other people. AI arrived late to a wake we started decades ago. It simply stepped into an empty room we had already quietly vacated. The physical grip of the palm is a ritualized greeting today, but it is the fossilized remain of an older biological practice, a real-time synchronization between 2 primate nervous systems, confirming they inhabit the same world. It is a biological ping. You catch a stranger's eye at a crosswalk when a car runs a red light, and you both wince. You stand in shared silence with 50 other people at a funeral. That connection requires effort. It is the active labor of proving to another person that you see what they see. Over the last 50 years, we traded that friction for smooth, isolated, highly curated digital feeds. Society is what nervous systems do when they regularly touch one another's interpretations of the world, and we have stopped touching. If we view this through a medical lens, artificial intelligence acts as a prosthetic. It is a tool designed to compensate for a human faculty we have already lost. Into our psychological vacuum, the machine pumps synthetic intimacy. We ask it for companionship, we use it to witness thoughts, and we seek its validation because we no longer get those things from each other. A crutch is a magnificent tool if you have a broken leg. It bears your weight while the bone knits back together. But using that same crutch to support a healthy leg will eventually cause the real muscles to atrophy. Human connection is complex and filled with friction. Because of that fatigue, we are quietly shifting our psychological weight entirely onto the frictionless support of the machine. The steady drip of frictionless connection slowly kills our biological capacity to digest complex human reality. This atrophy of the spirit is the true danger of the prosthetic. We are entering the post-scarcity cognitive age. Within a few short years, content, code, and simulated intelligence will be instantly, infinitely abundant. As the supply of synthetic output curves sharply toward infinity, its economic value plummets to 0. But simultaneously, a different asset skyrockets. When intelligence is free, the new scarce currencies become coherent identity, durable trust, and mutual accountability. Surviving this economic inversion requires shifting our societal focus from producing outputs to verifying human authenticity. That verification happens best on a specific scale. The anthropologist Robin Dunbar studied primate brain sizes and identified a biological limit. Human beings can only maintain about 150 stable, meaningful relationships at any given time. We need to build tightly capped, closed communities that respect that biological limit. These small, closed groups function as vital psychological rehearsal chambers, forcing participants back into low-stakes, face-to-face interactions with a consistent group of people. Inside those chambers, you have to practice the heavy lifting again. You regulate emotions when disagreeing. You offer reciprocal attention. You look them in the eye. And you apologize to repair breaches. Small, isolated groups carry a predictable risk. They easily drift toward dogma and the claustrophobia of a cult. Self-deprecating humor is a primary defense, providing the humility to find the group's rules slightly absurd. A durable, trustworthy reality cannot be engineered from the top down by a software update. It is a bottom-up biological practice, demanding the messy, unpredictable friction of real people. The handshake of consensus reality is no longer a given. It is a structure that must now be consciously designed and maintained by all of us. The machine will continue its tireless attempt to synthesize intimacy for us, but it possesses an absolute inability to ever feel the tactile friction of the real world. So, who are you shaking hands with today?